Call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to roll call.
Casey Benner,
Here.
Mark Buckeye, here. Whitney Tucker,
Here.
Bill Hart, here. Tom Hooper, here. We have quorum.
Okay, moving on to the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Make motion to approve the agenda?
I'll second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the approval of minutes from our last meeting of June 17th, 2024.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, moving on to the introduction of evidence.
I have the St. Genevieve Municipal Code, our design guidelines, and then you have the staff reports that you received last Thursday, I believe.
I move to accept the evidence as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the evidence. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Okay,
Okay, moving on to old business.
I have none.
Okay. Moving on to new business. We will start with SGHC 030-24 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to construct a detached screened-in deck in the rear yard at 198 North 4th Street.
I believe our applicant is joining us via Zoom.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey there.
So do we have any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead and start. I have a few. too.
Okay. So this porch, is it gonna have a roof? I take it if it's screened in, it's gonna have a roof?
It is. We're planning a metal roof on it, which matches the other outbuildings around us, as well as the carport that's existing in our place.
And it's behind the fence that's there now?
The plan would be to remove the side of the fence that divides the parking area and the backyard, but extend, kind of pivot it and extend the fence that's existing there a little bit further down Washington, the Washington side of the yard, so it would kind of obscure the screen footage.
So it's a side gable roof?
And there's Bill. Oh, you got it there.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the siding? Is the siding gonna be wood?
It does not say, what is the siding?
Oh, double band board. It says double band boards. Never mind.
Okay.
We did that.
So are you going to do any kind of leveling of that backyard? Because it's pretty steep back there.
Yeah, no, the plan wasn't to level it, but to use, cement pillars to, because, it slopes off pretty quickly there. So it would be made level, the deck would be made level with supporting columns and the wood braces, It's kind of like a floating deck.
Yeah.
But it's mostly within, it's not exactly flat, but it's mostly within the area that's
Right.
flattish already. It's not going to extend tremendously over that level change.
And the new fence will just be on the side of the property, on the north side of the property and not in the back anymore?
I apologize, I missed that question.
It shows an extension of the fence beyond where the fence is now. It doesn't show one going from north to south. It just has
Oh,
a
it does
portion.
Okay, the hope was to be able to do that. I didn't realize that that didn't make the drawing. That's really secondary. I wouldn't, I know that you guys would have to approve that as well. But if it's not in the drawing,
Then it's not, you're not going to complete the fence.
You can amend it, can't you? Bill, we could always amend it.
Yeah,
To where you can clear the fence, since she already has it on there. Right? Or would they have
The
to-
The
fence
fence
wasn't
that's
part of
currently
it.
there, the one along Washington, correct?
yeah, it would basically, right now, it's like the parking area, it goes along Washington and then back along, which would be parallel to 4th Street. Essentially, we would just be looking at pivoting it. So instead of doing this with the screen porch here, it would just go like that, was kind of our ultimate intent.
So it's taking the whole as a rear.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, if the fence is a problem, we don't need to extend it.
It just doesn't have the risers and so on for the.
Right.
Do we have any additional questions?
Yeah, is the wood going to be finished?
Okay.
Is
Is
the
the
wood,
wood going to be finished?
yes. Is it going to be finished, like
Is it gonna be-
painted or stained?
Yeah, it would probably be stained. I was told that we have to wait just a little bit to let that wood dry out, but then we'll stain it.
Okay.
You guys have anything else? Bill? Anything else?
Not really. We're going to have a standing seam that looks like the roof on the house,
Yes, what?
like the roof on the house.
Yeah.
Is a standing seam roof?
Looks like it.
The house has a standing seam roof, but we were hoping to put a corrugated metal roof, which, like I had mentioned, matches and the other outbuildings surrounding us.
The other outbuildings just have corrugated.
Cardboard.
The cardboard has the,
Yeah.
second page. Do we have any additional questions?
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Are we ready to make a motion?
Oh, Bill, you sure you're okay with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, my question's answered.
Okay. I'd make a motion to approve it with the change that they take the fence and swing it down. Where it's
It'll run along parallel to
parallel to
Washington.
Washington on the north side of the property.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
to approve the certificate of appropriateness with the amendment of like swinging the current fence down to run along parallel to Washington Street along the north side of the property. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay, Lauren, I'll have the certificate ready so your contractor can get the building permit.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Do you need me to resubmit plans with the fence in the position?
Not from a building permit standpoint, and I'll include that in the COA, so I'll let Zach know also. I'm sure you will.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Apologize, I didn't have it out here in advance.
I have to stop by and look at it.
I didn't. Yesterday.
Okay, moving on to SGHC 032-24 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to install an above-ground pool in the rear yard at 693 Market Street.
You want to say Casey?
Yeah, the numbers don't match, do they?
No,
No, it's 032-1.
Oh,
it should be 2.
it's 2-4, yeah. I apologize. On the staff report, the agenda's got it right.
So just right on the agenda.
Yes, SGHC 032-24. The last two digits are the year.
There isn't a street on either side of this house, is there?
No.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And your staff report doesn't have any guidelines because there aren't any, really. So it's fully in your hands. I could have provided, additional structure, but it's kind of,
And you're putting it in your backyard when it's time to go back to school, your kids are gonna.
Pretty much. It's on sale now.
There you go.
No, it's
time to do it.
It's right.
I kind of see this as not a permanent structure anyway, so I'm fine with it. If everybody else is.
No reason to.
No questions? Anybody got a question?
Question?
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness to install an above-ground pool in the rear yard at 693 Market. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
I'll have that ready tomorrow.
Okay.
Pool party this weekend?
I don't know about that. Maybe next week.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to administrative approvals.
Okay, so there was a lot going on after the hailstorm. So I'm going to go over a few things here. 10 South Main was assigned at a new business downtown. 110 North 5th had some damage and there was water leaking in the basement. So they took me and showed me that I went ahead and approved that so they could get it done. It did not turn out exactly how I thought because there was an additional eave put on the porch. However, the rest of it was completed. This is a case where apparently the house came all the way out. It's just a vernacular square house. And then the wall was taken in to create a porch and it was not installed correctly. So water was getting in the basement. The wood was rotting around the deck and the guardrail and the posts. So it is repaired now. Any questions on that one? That was an odd one. 230 Washington is a non-contributing flood buyout lot. So they had asked about a carport that has to be set back some ways, and they've done a few other things. So that was approved. 46 South Main. Yes, 46 South Main. If you look, it has a partial asbestos tile roof and a partial standing seam roof. And the owner would really like to make it one continuous standing seam roof and went ahead and approved that one also. The rest of these, I'm going to go through them, but I'm pretty sure 390, I apologize, they're not in the order. 399 North Main is a re-roof. 163 Merchant is a re-roof.
Those aren't on here.
I was gonna say.
You should have an amended agenda at your seat, and those two are on the back.
Oh,
I really
I
hate
see
this.
public comment.
God bless America. Well, the amended agenda does have them on there. I'll get you copies, but 163 Merchant and 399 North Main are also on your amended agenda copies, and they are re-roofs. So these are roofs that were either asbestos tile and they're keeping it, or not asbestos, asphalt shingles and they're keeping it, or metal and they're keeping it, or standing seam and they're keeping it, in the instance of the one I covered earlier. 450 Merchant is a re-roof. 49 North 2nd. 371 Jefferson. 249 Jefferson. 215 North 4th. 289 Merchant. 672 Jefferson, that is asbestos tile that could not be replaced. However, I worked with that contractor and we found, so these are the diamond shape. So he is basically purchasing something similar to what was put on the museum, where they couldn't find the asbestos tile. The diamonds are slightly smaller than what are there. But it was also a matter of what we ended up agreeing to was only available, I think the manufacturer was Pabco, which is in a western state, and needed to be ordered. If you go up to the house right now, it has covering on the roof because it's leaking pretty badly and it needs to be replaced. This is what they decided to
That's
go
cool
with.
looking. They should look like slate.
Those look interesting.
Yeah.
So it was a process to narrow that down. We just could not find anything the same size and shape as what's there.
Well, I think that's a good compromise. Was it SRS? That's good.
No, it was Diamond Roofing. So that is all. I apologize for not having the plans or your amended agenda in front of you. Does nobody have one? They're probably the ones that are laying out. All that was added to the agenda were those two addresses. You guys all understand, we've had several roof replacements over the past few months, so.
Yep, lot of that going on.
That, unless you have any questions, is all I have on administrative approvals.
No. Any other business?
I do not.
Okay, we can adjourn.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Hey,